Welcome back to my A plus setups. First, I wanted to cover the results from last week. All right, the signals that was given out in VIP. You can see here EURCAD sell hit our target for 197 pips, GBPCAD for 115 pips, and these were actually my top two A plus setups that I covered last week on that session. And you see NJ sell 100 pips, GJ sell 104 pips, hit our target, and GU hit our TP one for 65 pips. So that's almost 600 pips, 5 wins, no losses. It was a really solid week. Great opportunities presented themselves. All right. And we're going to look to follow up this week. So if you're looking to get access to signals, to get my exact entries and my targets, as well as my course where I teach the strategy, as well as the live sessions that I do, you can tap in. The link, everything will be in the description if you want to tap into VIP. All right. So now let's get into the A plus setups for this week. Okay, so like always, starting with the DXY. And if you remember how I covered this last week, I was looking for and anticipating a corrective wave up here on DXY before we get any more downside. So seeing how this weekly candle just closed, all right, we had a bullish corrective week, and this weekly candle just closed with a nice bullish candle, all right, an engulfing candle, nice bullish rejection. So right now it's showing continued signs of a potential corrective move up. So we can see here looking to the left. Of course, this was a level of demand where price pumped in the past. So that's the level that we're holding from right here. So I'm still bullish on DXY heading into this week. But keep in mind, this is just a corrective bullish move. I'm still expecting a bigger wave down. But first, we could see the DXY hold and give us a bigger corrective move up. So that's what I'm looking for on the DXY. We could potentially head back roughly to around this level. But looking at this from the weekly perspective, I'm leaning towards, this is just a corrective move because this impulsive move I'm expecting to hold. All right. But this move I'm looking for is likely just a corrective wave before any more potential move to the downside. All right. So that's DXY looking for continued bullish pressure going into the week. All right, so looking at GU here, we can see price rejected from 1.3. And this is what I was saying, price could reach 1.30 and then maybe get a reaction. So we got the reaction, seeing the rejection from this level. All right, and that's going in line with the bullish reaction we got on DXY. So now looking at this on a daily, we can see this is a major level in the past. The price found some supply around this level and had a big sell-off from there. So this is the same level that we're reacting from now. So with that in mind, we can see price came up here on the daily, printed this evening star up here, nice evening star rejection, and then it continued down from there. All right, so I'm looking for this daily top two hold to give us a bigger move down. We can see right here when price reacted from this level, we can even throw our trend line here, counter trend line right here. So we got the reaction. Price broke below structure and also broke below that trend line right here. So we had a break on this retest. I believe I was given an entry for the signal, and then we caught this wave down. All right, so moving forward into this week, I'm looking for this to hold and give us a bigger wave down. So I would say look for some type of corrective pullback early. If you get the corrective pullback, that could be an opportunity to catch this next wave. Because judging this based off the daily, we could head back down towards 1.28, basically around this structure level top. All right, because this is still just a correction, just like the DXY, before this potentially continues bullish. Because I'm still keeping the monthly in mind, the weekly, the strong weekly pump that happened in mind. So this could be just a correction before any more wave up, either there or potentially further down towards 1.27 before any more wave up. So those are the two levels that I will be watching when it comes to structure. All right, but definitely going into this week, I'm looking for continued sales on GU. All right, so looking at EU as well, we can see looking at this on a weekly. We can see that we got a nice rejection on the weekly as well. Price slightly grabbed liquidity above this level, and we see on the weekly nice shooting star type rejection, nice bearish rejection, which is a nice bearish indication that price could give us a bigger move down. And up here, pretty much formed a double top. Pretty much gave us a double top at this high, and then we got that rejection down. And looking to the left, we're at this major level of supply where price had a big sell-off in the past. So keeping that in mind, this is the area that we're now getting that move to the downside. All right. So with that in mind, I am just looking for a bigger move down. All right. So looking to the left, we could be heading down towards this potential level of demand. All right. Where price is at now, we are roughly at this level of structure, where in the past price broke below, retested, and had a big move down. So I would like to see a break back below that level for even better indication or stronger indication for that move down. But so what I would look for on EU is either a slight pullback first, slight pullback, and then catch the move down, or if price gives the break. All right, if we get more of a break at the structure level, looking at this here, if price don't want to pull back first. If it pulls back first, then I would say look for opportunities on a pullback. But if not, and it wants to just continue from here and break below structure, on the break, on the pullback or retest is where you can look for the next opportunity. All right, so looking at AU here on the weekly, we can see price came up basically to just about retest this major structure level here around 0.64, where here you can see in the past price had that big move there. So we came back up and rejected from that same area. All right, looking to the left, this was a nice support or demand within that level. All right, so looking at this type of rejection on the weekly candle, strong like shooting star, strong bearish rejection. So definitely is giving us signs of a bigger move down coming. I'm looking at this on a daily. All right, same thing. It pretty much came up and retested this high or this supply and then sold off. So I'm looking for or expecting a bigger move down. So I would say just look for the pullback. See if price want to give a pullback opportunity early in the week. You can even look at this in a 4-hour. Price game came down here. Looking to the left, if we look to the left, this is some, like resistant structure top here. So price broke below here, right here we broke below, came for the retest and continued to end the week. So now I would say either look for some type of pullback. So if this gives, let's say, a slight pullback early on a pullback, that could be another opportunity to catch this wave down. But I'm looking for this to potentially head back down towards 0.62 support. All right, down towards this level of structure before any more bullish pressure or reaction. All right, to the upside. Here on gold, you can see we got the bearish reaction as well to go in line with the DXY bullish reaction. Here on the daily, we got a bit of an evening star rejection. Now, of course, we can see that we're clearly in a strong uptrend here on gold. So this is likely just a correction before the continued uptrend. And we could potentially, get this retest back down towards previous structure high before then continuing bullish. If price did revisit there, that would be a level I would like to start to look for buys again for the bigger move up. All right, but first, looking at this, we could get another potential wave down. Looking at this on a 4-hour, this is a head and shoulders right here with the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and we got the nice break of the neckline, and price is now coming back for the retest. So I'm looking at this area here where price is really at now. So right here, we saw nice break of that, nice strong 4-hour break of that structure. Now we're getting the retest. So within these areas, I would look for a potential another wave down on gold. All right. And looking at where we can come before that major previous structure retest, this is the area I would look for because this is technically will be our higher low as well. So if price comes back down there, I wouldn't be surprised if it came there and then reacted bullish. That's possible as well. But before that, or if price breaks that, then definitely I could see us retesting previous structure high before continuing bullish, potentially continuing bullish. All right. But moving forward on gold, I'm looking for another wave down. All right, so moving into a couple of the yen pairs, starting with GJ, we can see price came to this previous level of supply where we had a sell-off in the past, and it gave us this nice rejection on the weekly. All right, nice reaction there. And we can see on the daily, we also got a nice strong reaction, right? Coming up to this previous top where we had a sell-off and we started reacting from this same area. So now, again, always looking left to go right. I'm looking at this potential structure top here where price formed the top here and had a sell-off. You can see it eventually became a level of retest where price retested for even bigger moves down. So with price starting to break below here, that could be a sign of an even bigger move down. So I'm going to see how this shape up this week. But looking at even in this on a 4-hour, right? Again, we caught some of this sell here on GJ. It hit our target. We caught about 100 pips on this. Now price pulled up here and gave a nice engulfing reaction, a nice reaction from that level on a retest. So we could potentially catch on this pullback, could potentially set up for another wave down. All right. So especially if price breaks structure here, if we come back down here and hold this top and then break below, then that's definitely an even better sign that we're heading down further. All right. Then after that, that also could be a potential pullback opportunity for the next wave. But I am leaning towards a bigger move down coming on GJ, setting up. All right, now also here on EJ, nice rejection we got. We can see looking here on the weekly, this was a major level of supply in the past. This is the area that price is rejecting from. You know, even here, strong supply, big sell-off. So that's where price rejected from there. Looking at this on the daily, same thing. Price came up, printed this engulfing or evening star and continued down. All right, so now I'm looking at the level we're at now. Previous level of structure, like even if we look at it from this perspective, if I want to move this zone out, all right, this is how I look at structure here. So we see here in the past, this was a nice top, all right, and also it was some support here before price then broke through. So this is the level that closing back below a level like this, you know, will have me leaning towards continued move to the downside. So even looking at this on the 4 hour, you can see price broke down, came up, you know, and reacted with this strong reaction on this 4 hour. So with here, I would say on this pullback, we could potentially set up for this next wave down. That's what I'm looking for on EJ. All right, so looking at EURCAD again, we can see this was one of the top A plus setups from last week that played out, hit our target, and I believe we were probably not done yet because we can see here on the weekly, it gave us this engulfing candle after that big rejection, and now it's continuing to the downside. So I believe we still have a lot more potential room to go, and potentially we could still head back towards this retest of structure before it potentially continue bullish. So that still has potential there. So we just got to play it by what structure gives us. And we can see here, let's say here on the daily, price just broke below structure. Let me address this. You can see price just continue this breakdown and broke below, you know, minor structure here. So moving forward, I still like potential moves to the downside. Maybe if price gives a slight pullback early, that could be opportunity, maybe a retest. That could be opportunity to contest that, catch the next wave. But overall, you know, the structure that price is showing still here so far is still, you know, bearish for a continued move down. You know, so on the pullbacks, you know, look for the opportunity to catch the next wave to the downside. All right, and lastly, GBPCAD. So we can see here on the weekly, pretty much an evening star. You can see a strong doji wick rejection, and then we got this nice bearish close here on the weekly. This was a signal that also hit our target. You can see initially it gave us this dump, but then it pulled back up there, and then it came right back down. All right, so now where we're at here, if I look at this on the 4 hour, it's sitting at this level of structure. So I would need to see a break of this structure to look to catch the next wave. So if price comes down here and breaks structure, I would say then look for the pullback or potential retest, excuse me, for that next wave down. And the next area that I'll be looking for a potential target, I will be looking at this structure here. All right, so I will look at this structure level for price to potentially come into next. All right, and this is basically roughly 1.84. So like let's say 1.84 support. All right, so something like this, potential break, the break and the retest, like that would be the ideal scenario here. The price gives this break and retest and then pull into this level. All right, so that's the last setup on my watch list. I hope you all got value out of this. Just keep it simple. You know, we had a great week last week in VIP, and I'm looking to follow that up, keep that momentum going. As long as we wait for these A plus high probable setups, man, we're going to maximize our gains and minimize our losses. And that's what this game is about, is finding an edge. So that's why I focus on setups that I'm used to giving me the strongest edge. And that's what I look to take. And you can see last week, 5-0. You know, every week isn't going to be undefeated with no losses, but every week my goal is to minimize the losses and maximize the gain. So if you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe. Continue to take advantage of these free projections. Again, if you want to tap into the VIP to actually follow my actual entries, my live sessions, and my course, you can tap in The link will be in the description. All right. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you all in the next one.